Let's actually talk about that draft, because we were sitting here talking about, like, while our panel having a chat, we were talking about it as well. Newbee, very, very predictable in their draft. How do you actually feel like both sides are going to be after this draft is now full, like 5 on 5?
I mean, Newbee styles, as it always is, they want to play for the big team fight with the Naga song. I think EG's timing is, they picked Gyro into AA, which I'm really not a fan of.
In fact, they actually let the DK AA as well in the first series.
That's like EG's go-to Gyro counter, and they picked it into it. And now EG has like the stronger lanes, and it's all about Newbee playing for this big team fight, and specifically SCCC Invoker has got to go off. That's what will actually activate the Gyro to deal enough damage with the flag and take the game.
Yeah, that was one of the things that both of us were very happy about. We were worried that SCCC would end up playing that Gyrocopter and just almost being a waste of SCCC's talent. But with him on that Invoker, I have a little bit more hope that this game can be close, even though it does feel like EG have the advantage. The panel felt it, we felt it, and they've already taken that first blood top lane. Perfect shot control again. Kaka will have his second death of the game as that Naga Siren. You've got to respect the amount of damage and buff up that an Ancient Apparition brings to the lane. This isn't the first time, and it won't be the last time we'll see this.
Yeah, I think this tri-lane might continue to be more of the same for EG. They got the ward too.
Yeah.
Such a huge advantage. Like I don't actually know how you can test AA Luna Tusk as a tri-lane. Every shard block is going to be a kill.
It does feel a little bit dodgy. Like you can't do much about it. At least the shard block this time will miss, and the cooldown was extended. This was one of the small changes that came out. So with the early levels, it is only like 2 seconds longer cooldown timer.
But what's problematic is that bottom, Sumail not only has the first blood, but Puck vs. Clock is a very favorable matchup, even if you weren't one of the best solo players in the world.
I suppose, well, top lane, goodbye Moogie. This time he's the one to get shard blocked up. They had Snowball available for the Tusker. Again, as this Vortex, chilling touch, you can't run away. The Loser Beam holds you in position once the shards control you. And Newbee just cannot do anything about this bottom lane, but what are they meant to do? They can't rotate KP in. This Clockwork is going to have exactly the same problems as every other person.
Yep. KP's already out of regen at half health and losing in CS.
Yeah.
Mid's going the way of fear as well for now.
He's trying to burn off the mana of Sumail with the cogs, but it's very minimal burn for the amount of harassment he's taking, and Sumail already has the full magic wand. So every time the cogs, every time the rockets for CS, like Sumail's getting more and more levels, and I'm personally keeping my eyes on this bottom lane, even though the top lane's where the blood should be spilt once the Tuskar returns, but it's just Sumail's burst damage potential against KP. And yeah, Tuskar's returning top lane, so expect another kill to come the way of EG. Kaka is the one being pinged.
I mean, it looks like EG is in prime position to run away with the game if they just don't make any mistakes. And right now they have advantages in every lane.
Newbee do have one small advantage though, which is the fact they can bring in the Sunstrike from the Invoker. So they can bring some extra damage to the top, which EG may not be fully ready for. But your target would have to be someone like the Disruptor. I don't know if you can really kill off Arteezy. And this range harass damage isn't doing much either for the flat cannon of Moogie. It's more allowing him to get some level of CS, but the top 3 CSs for EG are well and beyond in favor of Evil Geniuses. 24-8, 22, 14-7. This is all EG's.
If they did get the D ward on the easy camp, I'd like to see Newbee pull just so they can start messing with the creep equilibrium. Get a pull off on one wave under tower, then push with a double wave, because right now EG has lane control and you can't they're just sitting there as 3 heroes looking at them.
Yeah, they did it.
They are going to pull.
They did it once, but the problem is EG is also doing the same thing. Like they can pull over to this double stack, which is available in crit. He's keeping a very close eye on it. He's also coming to contest the 400 runes. Bottom lane, KP, the cogs actually keeping him barely alive on 34 HP. As the top lane, where now the Snowball initiation over towards face. The sharp block in is perfect. Where's the extra help? The Black Cannon from Moogie. They're doing some level of damage, but Karka's also got troubles. Multiple targets to choose from. Which one will they go? They ping the left, it's the right, and Karka has just enough space to back out of this one. Faith not in range, and also doesn't have glimpse, so that's all for naught.
This is the downside of Disruptor in a tri-lane. It's a great zoning support, but you really only offer a Thunderstrike for the early portion of the game, and the damage output just isn't there. They force Faith to skill the mirror image as well, so they won't have any actual control with the ensnare, and that's the Sunstrike setup.
I cannot believe how heavily Sumail is winning this bottom lane. Actually, yeah, I can.
Yeah, you can.
We've seen him throughout the tournament. His faceless void lanes have just... Like, oh man, this matchup should be pretty even, and then he's just like double the CS. Misery, this is the best opportunity Newbee have had for a kill in a long time. And Kaka, they have to work together. Misery's in the tree lines. There's no mana for the Sunstrike at the moment from the Invoker, so he can't help out. Instead, it's Naga to go down. Faith wants to keep the run going. There's your Thunderstrike. Misery has to move north to stay away from the damage on Crit, who has 15 one-charges, so he is okay. But the Shrine has just come up, so more than likely RTZ and Crit will burn that. The Newbee finally on the board.
This mid lane is... I did not think that Fear would perform so well against Invoker. Once you get to this level, you're hitting for nearly 100 a hit on... he's just getting crushed. He's getting doubled up.
This is surprising to say the least.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Newbee gave EG everything they wanted, and they picked the same draft that's been losing since they won that tournament in Malaysia. And I'm just very surprised. They gave away the AADK. They gave the best solo player on EG a free 1v1 lane after a first blood. Like what? This is just EG following their own game plan, and it's working like as we expected.
I'm surprised too, like Newbee picked such a style of hero. Like we were looking at KP for this off lane, and we're saying like it's gonna be Underlord, it's gonna be Tidehunter if we go for the whole Newbee default thing. Clockwork, a hero who have seen effective in a 4 role, but 3 role, not so much. And you haven't even got level 6 just yet. Like Puck is level 7. This Clockwork is 4.5. This is beyond disastrous as far as Newbee goes for their beginning. And I'm interested to see like how long it's going to take. The panel was saying like Newbee are going to be playing a faster paced game. EG is going to be playing a faster paced game. How does Newbee keep up? Like SCCC is still dreaming of this Midas, which you kind of wanted to have by like the 9-minute mark. But he will not get that. Shard's only barely pushing Mugi out.
That would have been another kill if they'd landed them. Misery, I believe, with 2 points in the Chilling Touch. They're so strong. Like every time that spell's active, they can kill pretty much 2 heroes with the damage output from that alone.
Sumail's got this burst damage. As long as he can connect with the Illusionary Orb, he can kill off KP. Because Dreamcoil is available. And KP's low enough, he knows that he's dead. There's no regeneration, there's no 1-charges for himself to work with.
Sumail's level 8?
Yeah, that's what I say, man. Like, Sumail is a full 3 levels in front, and there it is. You could see it coming from a mile away. KP will die, and he knew it. KP was trying to juke it out in the tree line. And Sumail just wrapped around the back of the tower.
Oh my. What?
Snowball up towards the top lane. Mugi, Shark locked in. The snare trying to hold him in. Here comes your Sunstrike. It hits on the Crit. It's a Crit. Heavy damage, but they got to find the kill. Magic 1-charges. Gave Crit a little bit more life with the Elusive Beam. No way, Crit lives through this. Yeah, he doesn't. The Naga Illusions will get the kill. But you've lost practically everything on top for a revenge kill into Crit, who was worth 336 gold. That's nothing to shrug at,
But does it... That was a 3v3 with the Sunstrike, and they ended up trading 2 for 1. Oh, Crit's mid again.
Yep. Quick rotations. Rolling Boulder in onto SCCC. Or Snowball, I should say. Back underneath the tower with the arrival of Kaka. EG do not want to dive the tower, and they have no need to. They're already winning this game. They just have to keep the status quo.
Newbee's got to kind of just try and delay the game. KP's got to get 6, look to rotate.
Yep.
He wants to land a kill on the Luna most of all, but my issue with Newbee's draft right now is they have nothing to actually kill the Puck. They have Disruptor ult, but he's going to be so far ahead that by the time that's a threat, he might have like a Yules, a Dagon, whatever Sumail chooses to go. And I think he's going to go the Dagon build and just pop him every fight.
He's got 4.8k net worth. Like, as far as the mid goes, he's 1.4k in front of the mid. This is beyond an Evil Genius dream. And they're going to go again up on top. Snowball, Shards, Lucent Beam, Chilling Touch. Mugi just doesn't have the sustain. Kaka wanted to walk in to help out. He went for one quick rip type, but he doesn't have the damage. Sunstrike is onto RTZ, but the damage gets split between RTZ as well as Crit Kaka. Then with some 1-charges, and here comes SCCC. The meatball gets dropped, and the glimpse, they're looking for more punish, but no.
Wow.
Into a snowball, Crit's able to dodge it. And Newbee would have loved to have doubled that one up. That would have been the big rotation, because then SCCC, if he got that kill, he'd be right back on track for that Hand of Midas timing.
It's again, the downside of rotating is they're just leaving this Puck in the bottom lane. nearly no pressure on him. He's now 4 levels above KP. And when I think EG, I think when you activate Sumail and your other cores are still in the game, that's when EG plays best. And Sumail's one of his best heroes with this sort of advantage. Like, he's just not gonna drop the ball. They need to make moves to kill him somehow, and they just can't because their draft doesn't have the tools to do so.
He went Veil, so he hasn't got the Dagon yet. He's gone for the Veil instead. Support's rotating back up towards the top lane, underneath the creep wave, and underneath the last minute of that Dire Observer ward. So SCCC, who's now become that top laner because Mugi switched in towards mid, will have to defend the aggressive tri-lane. This is a hero you cannot afford to lose. Invoker must finish his Midas. But maybe on bottom lane, with KP's level 6, Faith has level 6 as well. They're going to go on to Sumail. Hookshot forward. That storm timing should be good. Sunstrike positioning is even better. And Sumail, no, it's not enough to survive. Big rotation from Newbee, exactly what they needed to create some space and get some revenge for the death of their T1 tower on top.
Yep, really well executed. That was a kill they needed to make happen, as we just discussed. Apparently they can't kill him. It just takes 3 heroes and a Sunstrike.
Yep. And it's also the reveal of the hookshot. It's like Sumail wasn't fully ready for it. He was crushing that lane so hard, he probably thought KP would never reach it. But
it's really significant, though, that Faith got the kill. So all that streak bonus went to the Disruptor instead of a core. And in this game, the rest of Newbee's heroes don't matter. They need SCCC and Mugi's Gyro to be ahead. Yeah. But those are the heroes that win them the game.
Glimpse. Well, he's going to pull Sumail. Wait, what? Oh. He actually came up to his death position. And then the Dream Call. Faith has to just sit here and wait. Sumail will lasted him down.
Yeah, he had the orb that he orbed back to after the glimpse. So even if that weren't the case. But really well played. Yeah. I mean, Sumail's just, he's not going to get glimpsed at base. Like, come on. Top, you see them posturing. They might look to dive this Gyro. Both supports are level 6. There it is.
Yeah, there is no help to come towards Mugi. TP support is on the way from Karka. The Sunstrike positioning is good. Onto RTZ, the Eclipse being tanked up by the Lot Illusions and there's KP. Hookshot just came back off cooldown. Misery's in the trees. They don't see him. They have no idea. Crit also going to have successful TP out.
If they got those kills, it would have been worth it, but in the meantime, you have Fear mid, Sumail bottom, so even though it's a 1-for-1 trade,
they can kill off Fear here. They have Glimpse available. Fear knows he has to stand and fight with the double damager. He's got the confidence, but deafening blast. The storm is up. He's locked inside the wall. Regeneration is high, but not high enough. Mugi will be the one to take that kill.
The timing for EG is going to be when they get the blink on Sumail. He already has the Veil, 700 off the blink. Both supports are 6, so they're free to just run around the map for the rest of the game. They might look to dive bot, set up for this tower. I think that's the move. They have a great ward on Newbee in the top area of the map. It sees the shrine and the lane, so they know there's no support here.
He's dead. Snowball, Dream Coil, with the Orb and Rift connecting and Misery for giving him the bonus damage to the Chilling Touch. And it was inevitable that KP would die. And that kill goes to Sumail, and with the death of the tower, should bring him just in range to even ensure he gets him the last hit.
EG has 2 perfect wards up right now. The one up top on the shrine and then the other one on the high ground by the tower they just killed. They're the perfect aggressive wards to play around when you have this much map control.
Crit's looking for a new target. Observer ward behind the T1 tower. Don't think Karka actually saw that as Crit was able to do it from inside the tree line. But with that early vision, then now the blink completed, you know where EG is going to be fighting next. It's mid lane, it's tier 1.
If they did see, Newbee does have a ward on this hill in the bottom river, so they did know this was coming.
Glimpse back in, he'll get the Ice Blaster flying out, so the chill is there, and the snowball! Oh boy, they're all chilled up, Newbee! It's a 1-for-1 trade-off. Mugi begins his TP up towards the shrine, so the homing missile will be chasing down Crit. He's got no snowball available, 6-1 charges for the Sunstrike, perfectly on target from SCCC. Allows Mugi to claim the last hit, they'll get rid of that Observer ward. And Newbee hold on to that mid tower for now. Sumail still ready for a jump.
Hey, you got to keep in mind though, as all these fights happen, it's consistently Newbee with 5 heroes, whereas EG is only committing 3 or 4, while another hero is farming in the opposite end of the map. And
Karka's caught out. They're going to commit Dream Call once more, just allowing RTZ to get a simple kill. With 3 points up in Glaives, those Naga illusions don't last long, but now Sumail Fade, he got the wall and stormed down. Sunstrike, Sumail feels it coming, backs away. KP needs a direct line to actually get this hook shot in, keep the stun going, but now Ice Blast also on the way, and DK Sumail just dodged it out. He faced it long enough to blink away to safety at the cold feet onto the clockwork. It was Newbee who were meant to be the aggressors in this, but they're the ones dying.
Yeah. I mean, Arcane Rune on Sumail, on top of the fact that he's level 13, which is that big power spike where you have max phase shift, and all of a sudden, unless you have a Disruptor ult on top of you, you're able to phase shift blink every time.
Newbee, for a while I thought maybe they were able to pull this back. They were flatlining the graph, but now we just start kicking up 7,000, the advantage in net worth, the experience gain also up to 5,000. It is just rolling the way of the Americans. According to Dota Plus, we have 81% win rate, win probability. But it feels a lot more than that. Newbee, maybe they can start landing a combination. Naga has finally hit 6, so Song of the Siren's on, but let's have a quick look at this small little fight with Sumail. So,
Yep, they missed the Sunstrike, and all of a sudden, with Disruptor ult's gone, as we just said, he can't die. The Arcane Rune allows him to just pump out damage, and right here you can see, level 13, he will not die to this ever, blinks out immediately, and now there's just a Fear Dragonite here that he's not dying either, and both supports, I mean, KP's a core, but he looks like a support right now.
So the only other way you potentially could have made that work is if KP wasn't being blocked by the neutral creeps, because he was trying to find that hook shot timing, and he just couldn't find the direct line in to connect with the Sumail and hold him in position to get that Sunstrike off.
That's the downside of this combo, though, is that you need to commit Disruptor ult and Clock ult with good synergy, and that's to land a kill on one hero. When you look at EG's draft, if they're committing to an actual team fight, like they're like a tidal wave of damage, and right now, until Newbee has a BKB on somebody, like they have no choice but to turn tail and run.
Yep. But this BKB is taking time, like Mugi's going through S and Y. The Invoker still needs to finish up his Aghanim Scepter, but thanks to the Hand of Midas, he's at least keeping up Sumail so close to breaking the smoke, and he does. KP gets revealed, so EG knows what's up. And they're okay with this. You've still got Crit finding space up on top lane to get his farm. Misery soaking up some experience. And Newbee really want to fight. Kaka and Faith are holding hands. If they actually Song of the Siren like right now from Kaka, they get to, and Kaka starts with the ensnare, Sunstrike going for Misery, and they will claim him before any real abilities can go with a hot shot. Perfect from KP. Hits the mark on Crit. Not to defensively snowball. The shards are out. It's more of a distraction right there. Watch the birdie while he tried to do the magic trick, but no Houdini this time around. So 2 heroes lost from Evil Geniuses, but both of the supports only.
And it's still really good by them. They're never really committing to Elena's 5. So even though they're giving Newbee a couple of kills, they have to avoid just what you were talking about, the big Song into a Disruptor ult. Make Newbee force this move, because they only really lose this game if they take a terrible team fight where 3 guys are now caught and all of a sudden they get wiped, Newbee gets roached, the game changes. But as long as Arteezy is farming split as these engagements happen, they will trade the supports every time for space.
Yeah, and Arteezy is having that great space you're talking about. Like Mask of Mana Strike lands up, BKB is well on the way. He's 2,000 gold into affording that. You're getting a Lincoln Sphere from Sumail as well. So lockdown control on him. It's still going to be pretty possible with Disruptor as well as Clockwork. You can get that hookshot ultimate. So I'm wondering, like, Lincoln Sphere, exactly what is it to block? Like, he's been able to outplay Glimpse. He can outplay almost every projectile. He wasn't worrying about ensnare. Is it just like what, the Invoker?
It's funny. I'd actually prefer him to go like BKB as a 4th item, and just go for more of a like a Dagon. It's really, I just wanted to get a Dagon. Whenever you have Veil, you can get the Spell Lamp talent, and all of a sudden he's just finding the Naga, the Disruptor, killing them. And I've seen him do it in the past. And if you really fear this this Glimpse combo, the Rockets, etc., just have a BKB for after Song. Kill everybody anyway.
Well, he has decided to go with the Lincoln Sphere, however. So Newbee, smoke up there on the wall path, but they were in range of this Observer Ward. It's on that hillside where you remove the tree. Sunstrike, they find a position. It's a hook shot forward towards Misery. KP trying to lock him inside the cogs, but Crit just snowballs straight back out of it, and then isolates KP. The Song of the Siren. Newbee, they want to try and reset this. There needs to be more Carcass to just block up the area and get more vision, but Misery ready to come from behind. Ice Blast still available. Faith is the one that's low. Left behind by the rest of Newbee, retreating back to their tier 2 tower. tower. One defensive observer ward up from Kaka, so we can see the movement forward, but here comes your Ice Blast. Hits the mark. KP and Kaka. Kaka will actually get back home for safety. KP will not be so lucky. That's actually the best case scenario for Newbee to get out of that fight right there. Only losing 2 and not your 2 big cores.
And they use Song there as well. And whenever you trade 2 for 0 and you use all your spells, you feel bad when you run Newbee's kind of lineup. And to comment on like the way EG's playing this game, the link-ins on Puck, it's fine because they actually can just farm for the next 10-15 minutes with total map control. They're not actually going to be able to go high ground into Newbee's lineup for another, maybe, I would say maybe on the first roast, but probably the second.
Sunstrike with the Riptide trying to hit into the DK. Kaka sacrificing himself, so much damage to be taken. Fate, he gets hit by the Ice Blast, but still in range to drag Fear back. Man, they really want him, but then the snowball forward and a clip. Arteezy, the perfect position to let those claims do all the work, but it's a male who is unstoppable. SDCC, his TP out, barely going to survive. KP, he's also on the run, but they won't be able to protect him. The Hood of Defiance doesn't stop Samael, who goes in deeper. Veil Amplification doesn't have any more abilities to reach Faith, and doesn't want to dive too deep under the tower with that level 4 glimpse. Samael, well, glimpse and then all the way to safety. SDCC was trying to hit the perfect tornado on him, but a little bit too early.
It's real hard for Newbee in this game. This is one of the issues with the lineups they've been drafting throughout this entire event, where they are very team fight focused and it's dual core. Whereas EG, Mineski, a lot of these teams finding a lot of success are all running 3 cores. And here you see in the replay, they initiate on Fear, but this is a Dragon Knight.
Yep.
He's not dying very easily. The AAL lands on the gyrocopter as he TPs in, crit with the snowball save. And as you can see, whenever EG's actually 5 and they just commit hard, they're going to lose a couple of players. In this case, only Fear, but they just wash over them.
Yep. Because by the time Fear dies, like, Newbee has expended everything they've got. Newbee are actually playing like they've got Spirit Vessel or Ancient Apparition on their team with the way they initiated onto the DK. Like, then that kind of move would make a lot more sense. But then again, who else do you go on? You got the BKB fully completed over on Arteezy. That's a 10-second one now, so you can't go on him. And once Fear is his own BKB, you can't go on either of these heroes.
And that's the timing for EG. They almost have the Luna BKB, then they get the Fear BKB, and they go Roche, and then they can
They have to go with Samael, actually. Like, they need a Song of the Siren just hurt. In fact, that's exactly what happened. Hook shot in, Sunstrike, the outer connect, still inside the storm. Samael cannot be protected even with that Liquid Spear, but snowball forward. Destruction will drop, and really, EG are too far ahead. Newbee, they're trying to get whatever picks they can. They understand the only core they can potentially kill, but even that is more than a hard ask. It's an impossible ask.
That sets up for the Roche. In the meantime, Mugi trying to pressure tier 1 bottom desperately. He actually went for the full S and Y. I feel like if there was ever a game to get a BKB earlier, it'd be this one.
Samael, well, the orb's going to hit. He actually jaunts in on the very, very end, committing the Dream Coil. He is more of a distraction than anything else. Naga lets the Song of the Siren out. It's clipping the edge of Samael. And this allows Mugi just to get the hell out of there. So, an escape, but Song of the Siren was just burned. EG have an Aegis to the Immortal. They're going to come high ground now. And they actually have the Spirit Vessel. The Spirit Vessel's on the Naga.
He just completed that, but still such a rough position. He's only level 8, so that Song cooldown's down for another 2 minutes. And that's the real way for Newbee to maybe find something in this upcoming engagement. But right now, it looks very scary for them. There's no BKB on the gyrocopter. Invoker still with no real survivability items. He does have the Ags, but it's these BKB timings. Until they get them, I don't know how they win a fight. Even when they do get them, where's the damage?
They just try and dodge. Mugi's already pushing out the bottom lane once more. They want the gold from the tier 1 tower's death on bot lane. It's not just outside of deny range. But EG will focus on pushing the mid as well as the top. Arteezy can just solo pressure that top lane. He's got the full Hurricane Pike coming out in the courier at the moment too. I say the remaining pieces of the Hurricane Pike.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Fear about to finish his BKB. As you said, the Pike on our tour.
Yeah, actually needed a little bit longer because he's actually finished it. But it's back in the stash, so the Courier's just done the full run to bring out the Hurricane Pike for Arteezy, but Spear will have to wait another 30 seconds while the Courier does the long run.
Priorities.
Yep. Well, Smail found a target, gonna be KP. KP just started his TP, but that won't work. Not when there's Dream Call available. Smail's already drawn it to the right-hand side of him. So the Shard block is down. KP, hook shots up to the creep wave, triggering off his Hood of Defiance, looking for any kind of immunity and regeneration he can get. And in the tree line, he can wait, can't cog, silence will stop it. And Evil Geniuses once more find another pickoff and extend their lead to 15,000 net worth.
I feel like this is the script every time EG looks dominant, where Sumail takes over the game, makes tons of space, eventually Artur surpasses him in net worth, and then by then they're ready to go high ground, and they're still the top 2.
Yeah, exactly what's happening now too. So up towards the high ground, EMP Tornado. Quick call snap, but not easy. Then he's going to glimpse him back up again for a quick moment, but Sumail in the back line's going to double silence over on the Kaka. They want him dead. There's no song on the siren, and especially when he's dead, that means there is no chance for it. Newbee, what do? You want a wall, you can't ulti, now Fade. It really feels like both of these supports, they're trying their heart out to get some kind of opportunity for Newbee, but there is no opportunity. The tier 3 tower is gone, the Glaives will start wrecking any Newbee heroes that try and come close, and even if they do, Fear, sitting under the cover of Shadowblade, is ready to Dragon Tail Solomon and just take a kill.
It just seems like a repeat of Katowice for me, where EG was able to take down Newbee in a BO3 in 2 consecutive 20-minute games. And right now, it just seems EG followed their script. Nothing they did was unexpected. I think nearly a Redditor could have predicted they'd AADK. And then Newbee just runs the same lineup that they've been consistently underperforming with. And I feel like if they don't make some sort of change, find some new flavor. You know, go back to first 2 Earth Spirit Bloodseeker, right? That got them all the way to 2nd to TI. That was a year ago, but I'd rather see them try something that allows them to make plays and moves versus being completely dependent on having a favorable laning stage into this massive teamfight victory, because right now they just seem outclassed.
The player move also seems really difficult to do. Like you want a Song and a Siren into the Storm, and this is only going to work as long as you keep the advantage up. Like once the BKBs arrive, this combination doesn't really exist anymore. So the Naga pickup I can understand, but like some kind of swap control, instant hit, like VS, Rubik, these SK, these heroes have been picked up time and time again for a very legitimate reason. Now Newbee, they have to give this one last hurrah. If they do not stop this now, it will never stop. Song of the Siren out from Kaka. Who have they got isolated? It's only the Luna, the Aegis, the immortal hero. They have punched a little bit further up than the Storm wall. It never came in time. It came way too late. And then the Snowball save. RTD turns on the BKB. The Aegis immortal will trigger from him, but they've already cleaned up the Invoker. There's not much more for Newbee to fight with. No buybacks available for any of these dead heroes. Then this is most definitely GG. 27 minutes, but it was over in 10. Evil Geniuses, they claim game 1 of this best of 3, and this is an elimination. It's true. Remember how this works? Breakout tournament. You've got a best of 3. You lose this, you're out.
Choose your hero.